Hey, what is up, guys? Marv Talks Wrestling here, and in this episode, I'm going to be going over. I'm going to be reviewing the recent Monday Night Raw, which is the Raw of February 8th of 2016. One of the most emotional Raws of all time. We got to see Daniel Bryan's retirement speech, which definitely brought many feels to the entire WWE universe, the fans, family, everything. It was so emotional. He talked so much, and it was great. It was great seeing him again. Unfortunately, we're never gonna see Daniel Bryan wrestle again. That's sad, but I'll get to that later. For now, I'm going to be going over, Raw in order as everything happened. So our first segment was Stephanie McMahon. She opened up the show by talking about the contract signing of the match at Fastlane. The crowd clearly didn't care about it. Neither did I, because, we were all waiting for Daniel Bryan, and the crowd started chanting Daniel Bryan. Then Stephanie kept on speaking. Ambrose interrupted, and Ambrose demanded Stephanie to get to the point and calls out Brock Lesnar like a damn madman. So Stephanie continued to talk and was interrupted by Roman Reigns, who also wanted to get things over with. Paul then told Ambrose... Stephanie then introduces Brock Lesnar, the three guys, they signed a contract, get things over with, and then Stephanie just leaves the ring. So then Paul Heyman, he tells Dean Ambrose to ask Roman Reigns to compare the beating from the Authority and then authoritative beating of the Beast, Brock Lesnar. All hell broke loose after, how every contract signing ends with, a bunch of brawling and shit. So Dean got in Lesnar's face. Lesnar, obviously, he didn't appreciate it. All hell broke loose. Everyone was brawling. It ended in Lesnar F5ing Dean Ambrose. And then they went to commercial break. They show a little clip of Daniel Bryan's journey to the mountaintop, his greatest accomplishments, and they did this throughout the night whenever they went to commercial. Our first match, it was Dolph Ziggler versus Kevin Owens for the billionth time, but I'm not sure whether they complain or not because they put on a really good match last week. These two workhorses. They are such workhorses, and it's a shame they are stuck in the mid-card. The problem with this match was the outcome. I don't hate Ziggler. In fact, I love the guy, but Owens really needed the win if WWE wants us to take him seriously. Because he lost at the Royal Rumble, he lost last week too at Raw against Dolph Ziggler, and he lost on SmackDown against Kalisto. And I've read a tweet that said Kevin Owens only won 3 of his last 13 televised matches, which is, it's not good for him. Thanks to the Genius Creative team, he didn't get the W. Our second segment was a backstage segment. The Dudley Boyz, they turned heel by saying the entire WWE universe does not like the New Day, which is in fact a lie. And then they proposed an alliance with the Usos further, which, made their heel turn much of an impact. Our second match was Charlotte versus Alicia Fox. Before the match began, they announced Charlotte will be defending the Divas Championship at Fastlane against Brie Bella. I'm hoping. No. I am praying they don't carry this to WrestleMania. I'm only fine with this if that means we get to see Charlotte versus Sasha, Charlotte versus Becky, or hell, even a triple threat match at WrestleMania. If Brie Bella wins at Fastlane and we see that Bella versus Charlotte bullshit at WrestleMania, I would literally give up on the Divas division. So the match goes on. Charlotte ends up beating Alicia Fox with the figure 8. Our third segment was Miz TV with special guest Chris Jericho. Miz was going on about how he could have made AJ a big shark, the shark of the ocean. But as always, he gets interrupted. Chris Jericho, he trolls the Miz and changes Miz TV to the highlight reel. The crowd chants, "You look stupid" to the Miz when Jericho shows showed a picture of Miz's fucked up teeth. And, Miz then reminds Jericho he wasn't the only one who lost to AJ, as Jericho did as well 2 weeks ago. As Jericho was talking about how AJ wouldn't beat him again, AJ comes out and Miz attacks Jericho from behind. AJ and Jericho, they take out a Miz and have a stare down. AJ and Jericho, they go at it. And Miz gets taken out again. Jericho backs down and leaves AJ in the ring. Our third match, it was Bray Wyatt versus Ryback. Ryback, with his new Goldberg attire, faces Bray Wyatt. I guess it looks a little less like Goldberg now that he has an R in his crotch and big guy on his ass. The crowd chants Goldberg, but really isn't that noticeable. And if I had to be honest, I think Ryback is doing a decent job trying to improve his moveset since it was always so limited. As Ryback was going for the meat hook, Bray Wyatt countered and then turned it into his sister Abigail, and he won the match. When the match ended, the Wyatt family, they beat down Ryback and left him for dead. Our fourth match, it's basically your typical mid-card match. I'm not really going to go in depth. It was Titus ONeil versus Adam Rose. Adam Rose defeats Titus with a roll-up pin. Our fourth segment was Dean Ambrose calling out Brock Lesnar with, like the lunatic he is. He claims Lesnar's F5 can't keep him down, and how Lesnar's gone soft. Ambrose then goes on to say Heyman is the one responsible for holding Lesnar's balls. Lesnar comes out laughing. As Lesnar walks down the ramp, Dean Ambrose just jumps on him, and it just backfires on Ambrose quickly. Lesnar completely obliterates him in and outside the ring. Lesnar ends it with an F5. Ambrose refuses to stay down and asks Lesnar to give him some more. Reigns then comes out and distracts Lesnar as Ambrose delivers a low blow to Lesnar. Alright, our fifth match, the Lucha Dragons versus Alberto Del Rio and Rusev. Great to see Sin Cara back after a serious shoulder injury with the help from Keem Barrett. Del Rio hits the stomp, in the corner, his finisher, and on Kalisto and gets the win for his team. Our fifth segment was, Goldust and R-Truth, and another pretty good segment. How Goldust keeps trying to convince R-Truth to be his tag partner. Blah, blah, blah. Our sixth match was Becky Lynch versus Tamina. The Boss joins commentary, and before the match started, it was announced Sasha would be teaming up with Becky to face Team Bad at Fastlane. During the match, Naomi throws Sasha into the steel steps. Becky hits Naomi with the Exploder's suplex outside the ring. Then, right after Becky got inside the ring, she ran into a super kick from Tamina, and Tamina gets a pinfall victory. And actually, good for Tamina. I mean, I love Becky Lynch, but, Tamina hasn't won a match in a minute, so, really, just gotta feel bad for her. Our sixth segment, The New Day. They were talking to their tag team partner, which turns out to be Sexual Chocolate, Mark Henry. This is a pretty great segment seeing Mark Henry dance with the New Day, and it's clear to say Sexual Chocolate is back. Our seventh match, The New Day and Mark Henry versus Dudley Boyz and the Usos. This was the last match of the night. It was pretty sweet seeing Mark Henry team with the New Day. It was, a pretty good fit. Sadly, Mark Henry walked out and the New Day were left by themselves. The Dudley Boyz pick up the win after hitting 3D on Big E through a table. So, after the match ended, the Dudley Boyz, they turned face again when they attacked the Usos and put both Usos through tables, which is very sweet. The Dudley Boyz definitely sent a message, and I'm so happy they did that. And finally, the most emotional segment, one of the most emotional segments of Raw. I think this is as bad as when Edge announces retirement. The time has come. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time announces his retirement in front of his home state crowd of Washington. It is so sad to see a wrestler who is so over with the crowd. It's similar to Edge's situation, like I said before. It's time to grab the tissues and listen to his retirement speech. Daniel Bryan, he got a big pop from the crowd. Daniel Bryan gives a very emotional speech and left many in the audience with tears. when Daniel Bryan announced he and Bray were planning on having kids, the crowd started chanting yes. Daniel Bryan yelled, "That's what Bray says all the time," which is very funny, and he's a huge savage for that. Daniel Bryan then talks about his favorite things when he was during his wrestling career. Then he goes on about to show his gratefulness to the fans and how much they got behind him. The feels came when Daniel started crying during his speech, about his father, seeing him wrestle for the last time. And, it was truly amazing to see Daniel Bryan. I want to thank Daniel Bryan for being a huge inspiration to not only myself, but to everyone out there. I wish Daniel Bryan the best. I will forever be grateful for Daniel Bryan. And that's just me me being honest, I've enjoyed Daniel Bryan so much, even though he's only been in WWE for almost less than 6 years. But he's won every championship. He's main event of WrestleMania. He's had his WrestleMania moments. He's been Money in the Bank winner. He's a 3-time world champion. Yeah, he's pretty much done it all. I'm glad he had a great career in WWE. It was unfortunate but one thing that really bothered me was before this injury, he had another injury, which was a very serious neck injury that, he had to forfeit the WWE World Heavyweight Championship because of it. Right after he recovered from that, they decided it was a good idea to put him in a ladder match at WrestleMania 31. I mean, I like that Daniel Bryan won the championship. I didn't like the idea to put him in a ladder match, right after he... But that's something else. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. I will be doing Raw reviews every week. And then on Saturday, I'll be uploading top 10 moments of the week. Please subscribe if you want to, if you want to see more content from me. So just support the channel as much as you can. I'll be forever grateful. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Daniel Bryan, and have a great day.